Good morning, Florida lacrosse fans. Monday morning, district playoffs. Ready to rock and roll. Getting all the way to Orlando. Lee Roggenberg, Florida Lacrosse News, morning coffee. First, before we get to anything, those who might not have noticed, yesterday there was a fairly significant water spout that turned into an on-land tornado, and I believe it was it was west of Pensacola. Panama City, I think, was the area. Hopefully everyone is okay over there. Don't know if it's going to affect any of the games tonight. There was some damage on the ground. Hopefully everyone's okay, and our prayers are with you. Before we get into the high school, let's change it up a little bit. Let's get the college information out first. In Division I, the only Florida team in action was the Jacksonville men. 11-5 win over Air Force, a game that was nationally televised on CBS Sports. FLN's friend Booker Corrigan on the call in that game. For Jacksonville, Matt Stagnita, 3 goals and 1 assist. Jack Dolan, 2 goals and 2 assists in the win, and Ethan Grandolfo of Air Force, 2 goals in the loss. Dylan Frankhauser took 6 faceoffs for Air Force in the game, winning 2 of them. Sunshine State Conference action. On the men's side, Rollins with a 13-12 win over Florida Southern on Saturday. We had Bailey Pringle, 4 goals and assist. Blake Buell, 3 goals, leading Rollins. Florida Southern's Sean Nolan, 3 goals and assist. Cody Bielik, 3 goals. Jeff Atlas, 2 goals and 2 assists. In a game on Saturday that I watched online, terrific game. Number 2 in the nation, Tampa holding off the upset bid from number 19 Lynn, 7-6. Neither team scored in the fourth quarter, as defenses really stepped it up in the second half. One of the interesting things about that game was the face-off battle between 2 of the best in the country, any division. You had Ross Dickerson and you had Dryden Bross. Dickerson for Tampa, Bross for Lynn. And they went 7 for 14 each against each other. So the game within a game really was a game. For Tampa, you had Brian Wright and Jack Wood with 2 goals and assist each. Lynn was led by Xander Cosenza, 2 goals and 2 assists, and former Boca Raton standout Nick McCabe, 2 goals and 1 assist. On the Sunshine State Conference on the women's side, you had on Friday Rollins with the 14-13 win at Florida Southern, which certainly qualifies as a mild upset. Florida Southern was the highest ranked nationally of the Sunshine State women. Liz Fahey led Rollins with 5 goals and an assist. And Eden Cook, Taylor Keenley, and Sammy Adamo with 2 goals each. Haley Dalio with 4 goals. And Marina Drzokas, 4 goals and 3 assists to lead Florida Southern. On Saturday, you had Tampa with the 7-6 home win over Lynn. Jeannie Santarpio, 5 goals for Tampa. And Cece Calamro, I'm guessing that is, 2 goals and 5 assists for Tampa. Sydney Hill with 2 goals to lead Lynn in the loss. Also, St. Leo, 17-14 over Palm Beach Atlantic. Delaney Crisco, 6 goals and an assist for St. Leo. Ashley Wilczynski and Fiona McLaughlin, 3 goals and 1 assist each. And for Palm Beach Atlantic, Kiki Sinati, 4 goals and 4 assists, quite the game. And Anna Lescaris, 4 goals in the loss for Palm Beach Atlantic. On the NAIA, on the women's side, we had a Florida matchup. Kaiser, number 2 in NIA, nationally on the women, defeating Ave Maria 19-8. Madison Andrews, 4 goals and 2 assists for Kaiser. Melanie Brown, 3 goals, 4 assists also for them. Alexa Keeler and Emma Davis, 3 goals in the loss each for Ave Maria. On the men's side in the NAIA, number 2 Kaiser handling Weber 26-6, another Florida matchup. Dylan Sharp, 8 goals and 3 assists for Kaiser. That's a nice game. We had Anthony Sr., 4 goals, 1 assist. Cole Stassi, 3 goals, 2 assists for Kaiser. And you had Alex West with 2 goals for Weber International. Now, the Florida kids playing Division I over the weekend. Jared Bernhardt continues his push to win the Tewaaraton Trophy. 5 goals, 2 assists in Maryland's win over Michigan. That was interesting because Michigan jumped out to a 5-0 lead. And then when I next looked, it was 8-5 Maryland, and Jared had 4 of those 8 goals. So, certainly doing it when the team needs it. Wyatt Schupler, Ponte Vedra grad at Army, 16 saves in their win over Loyola, 70% save percentage. Eric Dobson, Fleming Island, Notre Dame, 1 goal in the nationally televised game. Trevor Pelletier, Gulliver Prep, Manhattan College, 1 goal, 1 assist in the 2 overtime loss to Quinnipiac. Mikey Adler played the Notre Dame game for Duke, St. Thomas grad with 46% save percentage. So, regular season now being over. Some interesting scores on Friday and Saturday, although obviously it had nothing to do with the seeding. We'll get to the Oak-Hall Ponte Vedra game after the rest. All Saints did the 15-7 win over Windermere Prep. Cypress Creek 14-10 over Wiregrass Wrench. Timber Creek with the 7-6 win over Holy Trinity. It's actually not a bad showing for Holy Trinity, and Timber Creek is a high seed in their district. East Ridge 13-8 over Lake Minneola. West Broward with the 15-13 win over South Plantation. Calvary Christian Fort Lauderdale 8-5 over Palm Beach Central. Wharton with the 12-11 win over Robinson. Boca Raton up to Kings Academy came away with a 9-8 win. That's a very nice win for them. St. Augustine 10-9 over Bartram Trail. Winter Haven 10-4 over Discovery. Lake Cal 12-8 over Haggerty, as Haggerty's tough second half of the season continues. The Bowls with the 17-8 win over Episcopal. That's a very impressive win for Bowls, a team that has really played well coming down the stretch. And those who read my district previews, I am predicting that Bowls will come out of that as the number 2 seed. Oviedo rebounding from their nightmare of Winter Park with the 14-7 win over Vieira. That's also a good feel for me to see, having followed Vieira all season, to see how they're coming along. Menendez 9-7 over Mandarin. Columbus rebounding from their loss midweek with the 11-8 win over Western, as Western continues to struggle with their recovery from the COVID suspension. And on Saturday, First Academy 12-7 win over Olympia. And in another tight one on the Gulf Coast, Riverview of the 13-11 win over Community School. And I'm sure that was a good game to watch too. And on Saturday, we had Creekside with the 14-13 win over St. Edwards up north. That's actually a pretty good result for both teams. St. Edwards has been a little bit hot and cold this year. That's a very fine effort going on the road up to the Jacksonville area. Creekside, again, just like I mentioned during Rivalry of the River, learning to win these close games, and certainly looking forward to see how their district plays out with Ponte Vedra. St. Edwards is in with Benjamin. Neither of the favorites can sleep on that district final at all. Easy winners over the weekend: Westminster Christian, Lake Nona, Providence, Niceville, Lakeland Christian, Mitchell, Flagler, Palm Coast, Berlin Jesuit, Creekside won a Friday night game. That was an easy win. And Winter Park and Forest. Then we had the Ponte Vedra Oak-Hall game, which I watched online. at least as much as NFHS cameras allow you to watch. The thing that was really interesting, besides the game itself, just have to get this out of the way first, was the location of the field. I don't know if that, I'm assuming that is Oak Hall's backyard, and it butts right up on a neighborhood. And I can't really remember seeing that elsewhere as far as a stadium being basically right on top of houses. It made for an interesting visual. I wonder if visiting teams take a little bit of time to get used to sight lines in that type of game. The game itself was fantastic. Really grinded out. To be honest, some sloppiness, quite a bit of sloppiness on both teams at times. But when they weren't sloppy, the defenses made it really hard for them to get good looks at goal. Oak Hall's goalie was fabulous. Just lots of inside stops and really kept Ponte Vedra from getting comfortable with their shooting. And Ponte Vedra's Nolan Parlett is a very known commodity to me. He's a terrific goalie. But the Oak Hall goalie was a revelation. One of the comments I kind of made in the districts up north is that this year, Lake Mary and Ponte Vedra have very, very difficult brackets, not necessarily because they're not capable of handling them, but because the gap between them and the teams under them is substantially less this year than we've been used to over the last couple of years, 2, 3, 4 years. And don't be surprised if one of them gets tripped up going out. And certainly once they get to the regionals, that if they both survive, that's the first round matchup looking at each other. So I've put up all 8 of the regions. For those who are not quite familiar, a quadrant is considered a region by the Florida High School Athletic Association. So districts 1 to 4, 5 to 8, 9 to 12, and 13 to 16 have their own regions. And those are your contenders for Final Four status. Each region provides one. Same thing on the girls' side. We have the 2 classes, just like with one class, 32 teams will qualify for brackets, but it'll be 2 16s instead of 1 32. No at-large bids this year. I was asked over the weekend about, why we don't sort of fix the issue on the power ranking or maybe take a little bit different look at it. I've been told consistently that at-large bids are in the plans for next year. I believe the first time I was told, which was a while ago, that it would be the next best 8 instead of the second place in each district. I have not heard anything different since then, but it has been a while. And Gainesville certainly can change their mind should they want to. But for this year, it's just going to be district winners. And hopefully next year with the at-larges, we won't have the issues with great teams not making the tournament as opposed to teams in weaker conferences or districts providing a team that really is not top 32. But that's just the way it's going to be this year. Starting tonight, we've got our district games starting. I'm not sure if I'm going to go out to one tonight. And if I do, it's probably not going to be to cover the game as a normal game, but just to get a feel for how these teams are adapting. Usually the first round, you don't have a lot of great matchups, particularly with buys this year. If you're 16, you're going to see 3 versus 6, 4 versus 5. But anyhow, again, for a lot of these kids, it's the seniors, this is their last shot at playing an official game. Well, most of the seniors are not going to go on to play college ball at any level, including club. And so, just like I thanked everyone on Friday, all of you seniors who play your last game tonight or tomorrow night or later in the week, thank you very much for all you've put in. Thank you very much for providing the entertainment for your fellow students, for me, for your parents, etc. And best wishes in the future to all of you. This is Lee Roggenberg saying so long from the Sunshine State.